And the only way we can really get to building wealth from long term is that we have to change our perspective on how we see debt. And how do we do that? Number one, I teach this in our earn principle, is that you have to evaluate where you currently are financially. And I need you to identify the obstacles. And the obstacles are debt is hindering your wealth building. So there's some practical steps, right? There's some practical steps that we have to take to get out of debt. And that's number one, is tracking where we are. We got to track it, we got to manage it, and we have to eliminate it. And so here's the thing. Well, Anthony, how do we track it? Well, I have a tool. And we're going to put that link. We have a wealth building tool that we'll put inside of today's show notes. It is $10, you guys. You can download the Excel product, or you could download the Google product to where you can go in and you can type in everything, because we call it the wealth builder tool, because everything that we're doing is so that we can build wealth. It's so that we can leave an inheritance to our children's children, so that we can get off of our jobs, so that maybe we can work our jobs, but we have another side job that's producing income, and we're using both to build wealth because we enjoy what we're doing on our job and we have income that is ours. At the end of the day, ooh, this is so good. At the end of the day, you guys, the reason why we're tracking these numbers is because we want to change our future. The reason why we're tracking these numbers, the reason why we need to know how much debt that we're in, is so that tomorrow we're not in debt and we don't have to do the things that we have to do. We can do the things that we want to do when we want to do them, however we want to do them. But if we're not tracking what we've been called to manage, that's not okay. And that's why you're not experiencing the freedom that you have. And so I'm going to put a link inside of the show notes when it comes to our Wealth Builder tool. We also have a free ebook. It is 40 pages long, and it is an ebook on literally how to get out of debt fast. This is probably one of the most, I should charge for this, but I felt led to give you all a free ebook that teaches you exactly what to do when it comes to getting out of debt. Listen, some of you all are sitting down on student loans right now. You're waiting on the White House to forgive you. And I understand the White House, I've been to several meetings at the White House. I've been on several Zoom calls with the White House about student loans. And, you know, I think they're doing a great job of trying to help the people right now with eliminating debt. There's still a lot of things that Congress has to approve, the Supreme Court has to approve. And so that's an up and down thing. I do not want you to put all of your hope and desires into the White House, because the White House has proven it's going to be a hit or a miss, and you really don't know. Because at the end of the day, the ultimate goal for all of us is not just to have our student loans wiped, but achieving debt freedom to accelerate our wealth building. I'm gonna tell you, man, it feels so good when I wake up and I don't have to track. The only debt that I have to track is my real estate portfolio. But really, the real estate is paying for itself. But I promise you, man, waking up on the first of the month and waking up and not being stressed about debt has been so refreshing. But if you have debt, I want you to get my free ebook on how to get out of debt, because I teach you how to get out of debt using the debt snowball method. But a lot of us, the reason why we're still in debt, the reason why we're still struggling financially, is really not because it's a math problem. It's because it's a mental problem. A lot of us don't have a math problem. A lot of us are making good money. But a lot of us spend money to heal. We think that it's gonna heal us. We go window shopping. We go shopping because we're trying to cover up something that's on the inside that really the money doesn't help. It can hide it for a day or two, a week, a month, but it doesn't fix the solution. And I tell all of us, man, the key ingredient to building wealth is really not your income, it's your mental state. If we could fix this, if we could get this mind of ours under subjection and understand what's happening mentally here, why are we thinking the way that we're thinking? Why are we processing the way that we're processing? We will make so much more money. And that starts honestly with therapy. And I want to thank my friends over at BetterHelp for sponsoring today's show, because for the last 3 years, they have partnered with us and we've sent thousands of people through their organization to help them with therapy. Maybe you're going through a bad divorce. Maybe, you had a death in the family. Maybe you're feeling emotional. Maybe you're experiencing something that you really don't know. Watch this. Maybe you're perfectly fine. But you still got to check on your mind. As a matter of fact, check out this quick commercial. What's going on, family? I want to thank my friends over at BetterHelp for sponsoring today's show. But before we get into today's discussion, let's take a moment to talk about something very important to me. We all carry around different stress, big and small. And when we keep them bottled up, it can start to affect us negatively. That's why therapy is so crucial to me and even to my team here at the Neatness Network. It's a safe space to get things off of your chest and figure out how to work through whatever's weighing you down. Now, if you benefited from therapy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a game changer. But even if you haven't personally experienced it, the benefits are undeniable. I promise you this much. Therapy helps us learn positive coping skills, how to set boundaries, and ultimately it empowers us to be the best version of ourselves. And you know what? It's not just for those who've experienced major trauma. It's for everyone looking for life truly to be amazing. So, if you're thinking about starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? It's 100% online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suitable to your schedule. Plus, getting started is easy. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and you'll be matched with a licensed therapist. And here's the best part. You can switch your therapist anytime for no additional charge. Before we get to today's show, I want you to get some things off of your chest with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/AO today to get 10% off your first month. Again, that's betterhelp.com/AO. Let's get to today's show. Listen, I want you to check out BetterHelp. Go to betterhelp.com/AO. I recently just went there, lost a dear friend of mine, Mandisa, a couple of few weeks ago, and it took me down an emotional path, and I had to have a session with my therapist just to really talk through how I'm feeling and why I'm feeling. And if I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to spend too much time on this, man, but the last month or so has been very heavy on me. One of my good friends, Dr. Anita Phillips, who is a regular on this show, has her and Dr. Jay Barnett. I was having lunch with them, and I told him, man, I don't like crying. And then it was like, yo, listen, you have to cry. You have to allow your body to experience the things that it needs to experience, to release the things that it needs to release, so that you can move on internally. And when I was in my therapy session talking about Mandisa and other things that was going on in my life, I cried. And it felt good to be in front of an expert that allowed me to express what I was saying, that honestly, you guys, I would never say on here, that I would never say to my team, that I would never say to my family members. Why? Because I don't want to be judged. Why? Because I don't know if I could trust my authentic thoughts with you or with anyone else. And therapy has been that safe space for me. And I've spent a lot of time on this, and I'm gonna move on to our number 3 number that we need to track. But I really wanna encourage you right now to give therapy a shot. Give it a shot for your spouse. Give it a shot for your kids. Give it a shot for your team. But most importantly, give it a shot for yourself. Because I promise you, I want you to go to 3 consecutive sessions. And I promise you, you'll thank yourself down the road.